Hey everyone, this is Lucas Schwekendiek, and today I want to talk to you a little bit about scheduling your day. Whenever I post something about this on Quora or Medium, I get a huge amount of people that say this is bad idea. They don't like scheduling, they don't like planning their time, it feels too stuck up, it feels too restrictive, and they just abandon that idea entirely. And I get it. A lot of the schedules that you've seen, a lot of the planners are all about productivity. It's all about filling your day up with one good thing after another, with doing one more thing and one more thing and one more thing and one more thing, that at some point it just seems like such a burden. It seems so stressful whenever you look at it. A lot of people, especially college students and high school students that are studying a lot, they'll see that, um, or they'll make plans like, I will study 8 hours tomorrow, and this is exactly what I'll do then. And they just fill their entire day up with studying as much as possible, most likely because they procrastinated on it and didn't do it in time. And at the end, that creates a day that they don't want to do. Then they start resisting it, they start hating it, and they start to try to find any possible excuse to get out of that plan. That is not how you schedule your day, and that is not what I mean at all. That's not what you're supposed to do. But I still want to put an emphasis on how important it is. Now, I do this not with every new client, but with about 80% of the clients that come to me. Um, we, we check out their time. We see how much time they're aware of spending each week. So we do, and you can do this for yourself, maybe do this right now as you're listening in on this. Um, Write down how many hours you sleep on an average day. Most people will sleep 8, so 8 times 7. Um, got my math skills. 56 hours. So you'll take 56 hours. Then we'll add another 3 hours a day for bathroom breaks, lunch breaks, dinner, whatever. So that's another 21 hours. And then whatever else you have in the week. If you work, you count off 40 hours for your work week. If you do a sport 1 hour, you count that out, and so on and so forth. Until you eventually have written down everywhere you spend your time. If that's with friends, you write that time down. If it's with family, you write that time down. If it's for hobbies, you write that down as well. On average, having done this with about 100 people so far, no, probably more than that, but with at least 100 people, the average time is about 24 hours every week that people are not aware of where it goes. That is already including sleep, not including or including sleep and including food as well. So it's 24 hours that you're fully awake, where you don't have to go to the bathroom, don't have to eat, don't have to do anything, that you don't know where it's going. A full day every single week. That's just going somewhere. 5 minutes here, 10 minutes there, 20 minutes there, an hour there. And before you know it, 24 hours, you've wasted 24 hours. That is the time we want to get back with a schedule. So many people nowadays feel super busy and feel like they're very stressed and feel like they don't have time for everything. But it's not that they don't have time for everything, it's just that they're so bad at planning their time that they bleed time throughout the day so much that they miss out on these 24 hours. And that's something that a schedule should help you with. So, I want to talk a little bit about how to make a good schedule that prevents you from bleeding as much time and from you actually getting more out of every week. Just imagine what your life would look like if you had 24 hours every week more to either work, to spend time with family or friends, for yourself. Wouldn't that be amazing? Wouldn't that be so much time? So let's talk about how we can get this back. So the first thing that's important is when you schedule your day, you want to make sure that you leave no white spaces in that schedule. And I know to a lot of you this will already sound very intense and very stressful, but we'll get to some of the other points on how to make that less stressful here in a bit. The point to this one is that if you leave white spaces in the calendar, you'll likely find that you'll waste time with things that are comfortable to you. These are the usual procrastinators. Netflix, watching other episodes of movies on TV, playing video games, maybe reading too much, doing something that just you don't need to do. Browsing Twitter or social media or whatever it is that you do to waste time, this is where that time usually will come from. It's from the in-between stuff. You can see this when you've had a very busy day. You don't do these things, at least not as much. Even if that's in a positive busy day, like if you went to an amusement park or if you went to an aquarium and the entire day was basically planned around that, you don't have time to spend on social media and you don't even want to. You'll just enjoy the day. The second point is to take more breaks. Effective, planned breaks, but more of them. Don't do something like, oh, I'm going to study for 8 hours and then take a 3-hour break. That ruins any flow you've had. Even 4 hours and then 2-hour break ruins every flow. You want to take either very short breaks, 5, maybe 10 minutes at most, in between things, if the thing that you're doing stays the same. So if you're studying or if you're working, and you're working on the same thing or studying the same thing, you don't want to have the break exceed those 10 minutes. Because otherwise your mind will kind of reset and you'll have to start over getting into that state of flow. It'll take you longer. You'll likely find more ways to waste time in between, and it's just not a good idea. If you're switching tasks, switching what you're studying, switching what you're working on, then you want to take about a 30-minute break. 15 to 30 minutes. Not longer than that, because that is too long. The reason I say these times is because anything beyond that will allow you to completely sink yourself into whatever procrastination you're doing, and it turns into, one more episode, another episode, another episode, another episode. Before you know it, you've wasted the entire day away. So you want to put a hard limit on those breaks. You want to take more, as many as you need, but you want to make those very calculated and very strict. The third point is you want to have fun things planned every single day. Something that's enjoyable, something that feels like it's a reward. You can plan this wherever you want, in the middle of the day, at the end of the day, at the beginning of the day. Just remember to break up. Just remember point number 2 with the breaks, because this counts as a break. But have something enjoyable planned. Now, many people get this point really wrong, where they will then plan a movie. And yeah, that's nice, but it's nothing special. And it's definitely not special enough to justify an entire filled day. You want to make sure that you have something planned in there that's a little bit special. So if you plan something in like a movie, then really plan for it and really make it a good experience. Buy yourself some popcorn, buy yourself a nice drink with it. Really get comfortable in your chair when you watch it. Maybe close all the blinds, put on some candles, or make dim the lighting a little bit. Whatever you can do to set that entire scene so that it becomes something that's a little bit more extravagant. Doing that allows you to invest more in this fun activity, in this enjoyable thing, and it allows you to actually feel like you're rewarding yourself for a good day. And if you do that consistently, you'll look forward to these moments, and those will justify the work a lot more, and you'll find it much easier to then commit yourself to a full day's worth. Point number 4, remember that your schedule is a tool. It does not own you. Now let me repeat that, because that is definitely the most missed point. Your schedule is a tool. It does not own you. Many people make a schedule and then they have to follow it no matter what. Else they suck and they're awful and they bash themselves and they hate themselves forever and always if they don't follow through with it. That's not what this is. If you mess up, if life gets in the way, which it will do 99% of the times you plan for, you adjust your plan. The schedule, planning your day, is there to get more time out of it, but it's not supposed to make you have an awful experience along the way. If that's what happens, you're doing it wrong. You need to readjust, you need to replan, you need to add some more fun things, some more relaxing things. You want to have a balance in your day. What that means will be specific to you, which you'll find out as you plan your days more often. But for now, Just make sure that you're having a good time, that you're balancing your day, and that if things get in the way, you look back in your schedule and you readjust it in that moment. Don't try to catch up. Don't try to make or break yourself, or don't try to break yourself to make the schedule. Don't try to force anything that you can't do. Take a breath when something happens. Look at this plan you've made. Edit whatever needs to be edited. Make a new plan, see what you can still get done, see what you have to maybe abandon for the day, and then make a new plan that still sounds good. That's how you make good schedules. That's how you stay on track. Because the other option is that you get to the end of the day, you didn't get everything done that you wanted to, you'll feel awful, and all the way you've struggled and stressed, and it just makes you hate schedules even more. And the last point to having good schedules is really making sure that you look at how the schedule went at the end of the day. Did you have a great day? Yes or no? If you didn't, why? What happened? What happened to that schedule? What do you need to add? What do you need to remove? What do you need to change for tomorrow so that you actually feel like, yes, you're having a great day? Because that's what the schedule is supposed to be. It's not supposed to be only productive things. It's not supposed to make you work incredibly hard and at 120% efficiency or anything like that. That's not, at least not what schedules are supposed to be like, in my opinion. In my opinion, schedules are supposed to get you more time so that you can spend more time consciously on the things you want to. Sometimes that means you might watch the entire Lord of the Rings extended version in a day because you really want to do that. But if you choose to do that consciously, it's not a waste of time. You're living your life the way you want to, and that's what the schedule is supposed to help with. It's not necessarily being productive. Of course, usually, to feel amazing at the end of the day, you want to add a little bit of productive things in there. Otherwise, you won't feel good. But you also want to have enough fun in there, and enough enjoyment, enough relaxation, enough social time. Again, this will depend on what kind of person you are, where your own balance is, but you'll only figure that out once you actually look at it at the end of the day to see how that schedule went. If you follow these 5 tips in planning your day, and you try your best to plan your day every day for about 30 to 90 days, is what it usually takes, you'll find yourself having a lot more balanced life, a lot more time on your hands, and a lot less regret as to how you spend your time. You'll still probably spend time playing video games or watching Netflix or browsing social media, and that's okay, because it'll be conscious, and it won't be the subconscious vortex that sucks you in, that wastes the entire day away, and for which you will feel awful at the end. Try these tips out, give it 30 days. If you're not perfect at it, no one will care. It's totally fine. It's not about perfection. It's about getting as many plans in as possible, getting as many hits in as possible, and trying your best. You'll suck at this at the beginning. You'll forget sometimes. Sometimes life just gets in the way and you will forget to adjust your plan. That's okay. Again, just keep at it, keep trying at it, and you will find that you'll get a lot more time out of your week, and a lot more life in your time as well. Hope these tips help. Enjoy them.